If a child in Frederick County is exposed to abuse or a traumatic event in their household, the Child Advocacy Center of Frederick County is here to help.
Working together with local law enforcement, with Child Protective Services, also the state's attorney's office, therapy, and medical staff. The purpose and the mission of the CAC is to bring all of those disciplines together to best serve children and families who've experienced abuse.
When children arrive at the CAC for an interview, a four-legged furry friend is great to have by their side. The CAC used to have Hodge.
They decided to retire him, and so he is living the good life with Lynn and her family.
Now that Hodge and former CAC Director Lynn Davis are no longer at the CAC, staff members decided to bring aboard Heiress.
So Heiress and I graduated from team training in January of 2019. And she started working with us in about February or March is when she first started coming every day to work with me.
Heiress may look like a normal dog, but she is actually a well-trained assistance dog. Training for her started when she was just a pup.
Canine Companions for Independence is the organization that we went through to have Heiress placed with me as a facility dog. And the company itself, they breed, raise, and train their dogs for purposes of being an assistance dog. She was with the breeder caretaker for the first 8 weeks of her life, and at that time then she goes to a puppy raiser. And then at about 18 months of age is when the dogs are then turned into a professional training site. Heiress was trained in the Northeast region in Medford, New York, and then she spends that time from 18 months old until she's ready to be placed as an assistance dog.
The CAC applied to have Heiress as their assistance dog, but if Kristen was going to be Heiress's handler, it was mandatory for her to seek training too.
There's a process, an application process to be put on a list for an assistance dog. Once I made it through that process, then I was invited to team training, which was a 1-week training program. I was taught about assistance dogs, I was taught about their training. I learned how to handle Heiress, all the different commands that she has, the way she's trained to walk on leash. The training team matches the dog that they feel would be most appropriate for my lifestyle, for my home life, and for my work life, and the job that Heiress will have.
Heiress was 2.5 years old when she was ready to assist children coming into the facility, which is around the average age for assistance dogs to go into service. So what does Heiress do at the CAC?
When a family comes into the Child Advocacy Center to meet with us, Heiress spends much of her time in my office. She has a nice little bed. She sleeps and chews on her bones. So she is typically there when the family comes in. Kids come here into our playroom where they're acquainted with the area and introduced to staff. And at that time, I'll introduce myself and I'll ask them if they're comfortable with service dogs and if they'd like to meet her. She then will come in, she'll meet the kids and the family. When I go back to the interview room, Heiress can also come with us. So during that time, she comes back to the interview room. She either lays on the floor next to the kids or up on the couch. She's happy for them to pet her and lean on her and lay on her. So she's there for them during the interview process when they're sharing their experiences. And then afterwards, she comes back here a lot of times to the playroom. We have puzzles and games and toys that she likes to play with too.
Heiress is on an on-call schedule. She is there to assist children late at night or early in the morning.
I'm on call often, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there could be a situation in the middle of the night where a family, a child needs to come here and use the center and pull our team together to do that investigative work and the support. So Heiress has been known to be here at midnight.
Heiress can brighten up the day for any child visiting the CAC.
Kids come in anxious, nervous, worried about what's going to happen, not knowing the process, worrying about what's going to happen after they come in and share their experiences. So it's a really stressful time for them. Having the dog here really lightens it for them. It's very often that kids are really shy and they don't want to talk, and my job is to help them talk, right? Is to listen and understand their experience, and they need to verbalize that to me. Many times the conversation might start with Heiress, and I explain what her job is, and they might tell me about their dog. It goes from kind of a nervous, closed body to a smile and, oh yes, I want to meet the dog.
Children visiting the CAC will have the love and support from Heiress for many years to come, and so will Kristen and her family.
She'll be here with me as long as I am. A lot of the time, so kind of an average working age for assistance dogs in general, at age 8 or 9, we will probably start that conversation with Canine Companions and the graduate team there, just to see how she's doing. How is she doing with mobility, with her ability to continue to work? When she retires, we will adopt her and she will be home with my kids, my family.